Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while. I think the last time I posted something was in June. Yeah, that's because I've been quite involved and engaged in so many things, especially my research, the Alexander von Humboldt research. So yes, I've been quite tight, and as we speak, I'm in a different city. So I mean, that's one of the perks of the fellowship. You get to travel to different places all the time. And yes, so I'm currently interested for the short course, like the second short course on sustainable mobility. So I'm currently interested. And today I want to share a personal story on my journey getting to the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship, right? And I'm sharing this because it's in September. It happened just around this time. Okay, so it's going to be very short, a very quick story. I'm going to tell you how Ghana as a country nearly messed me up in not getting this. Okay, so the day is June, I think 24th, when I get an email. But I know it was in June, not sure about the 24th, but it was just around that time when I get an email that I've been shortlisted for the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship, and I had to do an interview, so I was going to go through the selection process stuff. And I prepared very well for it from June right through to August, September. I had prepared adequately for it, you know. I had my room set up, like where I was going to do the interview. No noise, nothing. Like it was really, I had bought my router. My brother Caleb had. I mean, he was also moving, so he brought his router home, and you know, I had everything with the lights and everything for the interview. And then fast forward, I mean 2 weeks to the interview date, I had set up my room. Almost every day I went to check whether everything was working and all. Then on the 9th of September, it was a Sunday, I still remember that day, the lights went off. Like just like that, it was a blackout, and we hadn't experienced a blackout in a very long time. Very long time. So we thought it was one of those things, so it would come on. Now, mind you, the selection process was starting on the 10th with a seminar on science communication and a few pegs into what you should expect for the selection meeting and subsequently the fellowship as a whole. Monday morning, the lights were still not back. Wow, what is happening? The light is still not back. So my dad, and this is why I always say I am lucky. You know, I am blessed to have my parents. My dad had to get us going to pick repairing our generator. I mean, we had barely 3 hours. So we checked, and the generator needed servicing. So immediately we had to go look for it, like the generator, pick it up, take it for servicing. It had whole issues on this one. We took about 2 hours, which means I had 1 hour more. Eventually it was fixed. We bought fuel into it, and then I eventually did the first day of the interview, right? As at the second day, still the lights were not back, and I was just wondering, God, what's happening? So I ended up going for we bought in a fuel again for the generator, and I ended up going back to the room where I done the setup and everything. Mind you, the first day I couldn't use the room for the setup because the lights, the electricity wasn't going into the building I was preparing for my interview for. So I had to do it in the main house. Now that means all the setup I had done was going to be rubbish. You get it? So I think the second day, after the first day, we managed to find a way to connect lights to that place, and I got lights to use for the second day. And even that one, there were issues. It was kind of complicated. The second day, just when I finished my part of the interview, I think I had a 3-day interview. Others had 2 days, but I had 3 days. Just when I'd finished and I was going to get breakfast to eat and everything, the light comes on. Then guess what? My laptop adapter blows. The router I was using also blows, like the adapter blows. Everything. I'm like, what is happening? Because it seemed as though everything was working against me, and I was so tensed, like going into the interview, but I had to keep my composure because I felt everything was working against me. And when I start feeling that way, I may underperform all this, but I had prepared for like 3 months straight, so there was no way that was going to get in my way, you know. So quickly I had to get to town and get a makeshift, at least for the meantime, which still works, thanks to my friend Prince for always connecting me with very good products. So I came back to prepare because I had 2 more days of interviews. It was very tiring and stressful, like you just wish the process ends immediately and you know whether you are in or not. So yes, Prince links me up, and then I get very good materials and very good replacements for the gadgets that got spoiled. So I managed to go through the rest of the interview. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it taught me one lesson. No, it taught me a couple of lessons, not just one lesson. It taught me a couple of lessons. One, no matter how prepared you are in this life, like, it takes just 1 day for everything to change. Yeah, so like you could plan for anything, you could plan, I mean, when I complete school, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and it can be cut short, you know. But it also taught me one other thing, that life doesn't always go the way you plan it, you know. You think you're always prepared and all that. I had prayed. We have come back from church Sunday. I had dedicated the week to God because that was the whole selection process was within that. And all of a sudden, this happens. But I didn't question God for it. I didn't ask Him why He's letting me go through all these things, you know. But I'm really happy that I didn't let it affect me. Also, I thank God for the family I'm from. I never hustled, and I will never hustle. I thank God for my parents. Like, I thank God for the grace He's giving them, because my dad is retired, and I mean, there's no money. I mean, he will not be earning as much as he used to earn. You know, even what he was earning was like peanuts. But at that moment, he had to cough out like over 1,000 cedis to get us fix the generator, you know, just for me to be able to do this thing. And that is the level of sacrifice I witnessed. My dad always sacrifices for us. My parents sacrifice for us a lot. I know my mom was also worried at a point, backing us with prayers, backing me with prayers and all that. But that moment was like everything to me, so priceless that I always say my dad is my hero. Like my dad is my hero, and I am forever grateful to my parents. Forever grateful to my parents for everything they did in getting me here. But I'm pretty sure if it were other people, they would have probably given up. They would have been disoriented and all that. But my dad held me on. He was like, "Don't let this get to you." It's one of those things, you know. But then I remember, I mean, after the interviews and everything, my interview ended on Thursday. We had some discussions and all that. And on Friday, I had to go with my dad out. And we are thinking about, okay, so worst case scenario, what if you don't get in? I'm like, I don't know. If I don't get in, I don't get in, you know. And you'll get it, don't worry, get it. So I was like a bit tensed. Like I was acting as though I didn't care, but I really cared because I had invested 3 months to prepare it, and I had kind of like put other assignments aside to focus on this. So then in my head, if this thing flops, the joke will be on me, you know. But yeah, God never shame us. God never shame us in children. God never shames his children. So yes, that's what happened, and I eventually got in. I remember I was in a meeting when I got a text from my host that congratulations. I'm like, probably because she's on there, she might have been notified. Turns out I had been sent an email, and because I was in a meeting, I didn't see it. Whatever was being discussed in the meeting, after I read that email, like passed just through my ears. I don't remember anything that was being discussed after that. So I sent my dad a message and see, the work we did has finally paid off. I couldn't wait to get home, like to see him. And I get home and my dad hugs me and it's like, congratulations. I could feel like I've never seen my dad so proud of me to that extent before, like Charlie. So it was a big deal, and I was like, And what I did was I saved the message, like the email. I took it, I printed it to be sure that it was mine. Every time it is, I go to read it to be sure that that message was very special, because I didn't want anyone to come and tell me that, oh yeah, sorry, it was a mistake. Could it have been a mistake? But yeah, so that is how my journey to the Alexander von Humboldt was. I'm really grateful to everyone who helped me along the way in getting here. Jack, Nivesh, Sukma, everyone who helped me, my parents, my siblings for the encouragement and the motivation. Indeed, September has always been a good month for my family, aside the fact that we have like 3 consecutive birthdays, or 4, 5, I think. Yes, September has always been a very good month for us. Last year, I think, yes, last year was so good, super good for us. So I'm really grateful to everyone who helped me get here, and I'm saying I am simply making this video to encourage future applicants. Like, anything could happen, so just keep your heads up and hope for the best, but pray in whatever you believe in. I don't know your level of spirituality, but whatever be the case, just pray, because anything could happen, you know. And yes, I wish all future applicants the best, and best of luck to those who have been shortlisted. You are halfway through being a Humboldtian, and it's a journey you would really love. Trust me, would really love. So yes, see you on my next video. I think in my next video I'm going to talk about my visits to the Transport Museum, Verkehr Museum Fakir Museum in Dresden. So watch out for that video. Right. Okay. So do have a nice day, and with lots of love from Dresden, from a Humboldtian. Take care. Bye.